Hey friend, Roger Christofferson here again with another first listen review. This one is kind of funny because I didn't know who the band was, but I thought I knew who the band was. The band is Lionheart, and they are, the name of the album, is called Welcome to the West Coast 3. Now the 3 part should have given it away, but I thought it was the band Lionheart, formed by former Iron Maiden member Dennis Stratton. And so when it said welcome to the West Coast, I'm like thinking, oh yeah, British band coming over to the United States. But the 3 should have given away that is not that band. It's actually an American band that's been around since like the early 2000s, and they have a couple EPs or something out, I guess, before this, called Welcome to the West Coast, and then Welcome to the West Coast 2 was an album, and then several other albums in there as well. But this one is the 3rd in the Welcome to the West Coast part. And yeah, knew nothing about them, but I got it, and I was like, well, I have it now, might as well give it a listen. And so going into this, I knew nothing about this band, and I still like the other band, and hopefully they're gonna release an album again at some point. But since I have this one, I'm gonna give it a good listen. This is not my style of music exactly, so I'm gonna try to be as fair and open and honest with this one as I can. In case somebody else out there ran into the same thing as I did, I plead ignorance on this one, but hopefully if anybody's into this band and I say anything that's way off, I'm not going to try to offend anybody on this. It's complete ignorance, and I guess I'll tell you that right from the start. So anyway, the band consists of singer Rob Watson, guitarist Wale Etzel, guitarist Nick Warner, bassist Richard Matthews, and drummer Jay Scott. Boy, are these American names way usually pronounced in a lot of the stuff I listen to. But anyway, that being said, it's a really short album too. It's just a little over 30 minutes long, and it had several guest appearances on here as well. And here I'm just trying to read over it real quick. Jamie Jasta was the name I was trying to think of. He was the main guy that made a few appearances on a couple of these songs, and it looks like they also had a guest appearance from Alex Taylor of Malevolence, and I'm not familiar with that band at all. But Jamie Jasta I was familiar with. I believe he was the one that did the production and everything for Dee Snider's last album, and tried to make that kind of a mainstream metal album. That's the dude I'm thinking of. I believe that's who it is. But anyway, so going into this, I don't know much about this band, so I'll just give you my overall opinion of what I thought about it. It started playing, obviously it's hardcore. It's I guess what they call metalcore or hardcore, and it's got that really heavy metal type riffing and sounding guitar parts. Not a whole lot of soloing going on, although there was some going on in these songs. With the I don't want to say punk vocals, but they kind of just yelling at you type vocals the whole time. And so when they had these extra people in there, it sounds like there's 2 different singers going on, but yeah, he's only credit one singer. But even the songs where they do have a credited guest appearance, my ears couldn't tell the difference between one to the other. So yeah, I guess that's just me being not into this kind of music, but I did enjoy it. I will say that. I thought the riffing was cool. It's different than the other kind of music, the style that I have listened to. Immediately I thought of older bands like Prong and Biohazard, or the first couple of bands that popped in my head that I used to listen to a little bit back in the day. I don't know too many of the newer bands that have this style, but those are the ones kind of popped into my head. But compared to that style of music, what I've heard, this was a little bit more unique and original. The riffs were a little bit more in the metal vein, and more unique than just the regular just more like they were focusing in rap, because it kind of reminded me of rap when they're just kind of yelling at you all the time. It's just kind of like the vocal messaging that they're trying to get across is the most important thing, more than it is melody, obviously, because there really is no melody in this. So I like the music, because that's kind of what I was focusing on more here. So I thought that was pretty good. The production's great. It's this really powerful, loud. Nothing's drowning out one instrument. Is not drowning out the other one. It's very powerful. So that being said, I did enjoy that part of it. Unfortunately, I probably won't listen to this too much more, because this style of singing just takes away from the music for me. I like a little bit of a melody going on, or some type of hook or something that just brings you back in. And so with that style of singing, just every vocal part just sounds exactly the same in every song. There wasn't really much that drew me back to the song other than the guitars. So, but you know, production's great. So that being said, this style of music, if you know somebody out there who's listening to this that likes this kind of music and wants to like interject and give me their, or just down below in the comments wants to tell me what they think about it and give me a little bit more insights into this, feel free, go down there and tell us all about it. The main reason I was doing this one is because, like, I made the mistake of thinking it was a different Lionheart, so I just was doing that for people who may be doing the same thing. So, but even though it wasn't what I thought, still enjoyed listening to it. It was fun. It's nice to listen to different kinds of music once in a while, just to you're not stuck in a bubble and listening to the same stuff. But even though my musical tastes are like all over the place, it just unfortunately doesn't include the style of singing is all. But I thought musically it was like really cool. But anyway, just kind of babbling at this point, so feel free to leave your comments down below and like, subscribe, share, and all that fun stuff, and we'll talk to you in the next one. See you.